Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. For those of you who have been sticking around with me, of course, I always tell you guys thank you so much. I know it's a struggle for me to get videos out sometimes, but I'm going to be talking about that a little bit in this video because I feel like some of the things that I'm going through and the epiphanies I'm having and just some of the experiences I'm having, you guys may be able to relate to or just kind of understand where I'm coming from. Um, so yeah, again, if you want to hit like and subscribe, I really appreciate that. I didn't take any notes or anything. This is just kind of a random video. I woke up this morning and I've been thinking about it for the past couple weeks since I haven't been around. I love tarot. I still want to do tarot, but I was really thinking about it and I'm like, I feel like there's something a little bit different I'm supposed to be doing. I'm still going to be doing tarot here and there. I'm thinking about doing like pick a card readings or, you know, just like what to expect in the next month or what to expect in the new moon, the full moon, just different things like that. What a person wants to say to you, how a person feels about you, different things like that. So I think I'm going to start doing readings that way just because the whole zodiac sign readings for 12 videos for me to get out a week, that's just a lot for me for being a mom of two. And I just recently started a new job where I'm having to wake up at like 4 in the morning sometimes. So yeah, I just was like, sometimes I put way more expectations over myself than I'm actually capable of providing at the time. And I'm totally okay with being honest and saying that I do that because we all have our flaws, we all have our little things that we do. And it's a process of us growing and learning and maturing and seeing the things that we need to change or the things that we need to do to better evolve ourselves and all those sorts of things. And so I was just thinking about it really, and I was like, I love tarot so much. It's something that I still want to do on my channel and everything, but what else could I do? I really like to talk about experiences and what's going on, and that was something that I had said from the very beginning that I wanted to do about just like what's going on in the world, what's going on in the collective, what's going on in the spiritual world, what's going on with like planetary aspects and different things like that, because I want the collective and whoever comes across my videos to have a deeper understanding of knowledge in life, or just kind of like an epiphany when they come by my videos, just be like, oh, I never really thought about that, or just being more open-minded a little bit. But so I've been just trying to figure out what I should talk about, what I should do, you know, because I know that there's certain things that people really do like to hear about, and there's certain things that people don't like to hear about. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, I really shouldn't worry so much um, about what others expect out of me. I mean, yeah, I should hold up to expectations and stuff that I truly feel like I need to do. But I was like, you know what? Whatever videos I make, whatever content I decide to put out, and whatever I decide to do, if these people want to stay and watch, or if they want to join, then, you know, whoever's meant to be on this path with me will be on this path with me. And it's just that I need to release and let go and just trust the universe, trust source, and trust myself and my higher self that whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm guided to do is correct, even if it's just for a short period of time, even if it's just a lesson or something like that, okay? Because one thing I've learned is that especially when you come to the awakening stage, you're going to start questioning, because before the awakening stage, you kind of already think to yourself, I feel like I have a bigger purpose. I feel like there's something more I should be doing. I feel like there's something I could be doing to help the world. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be like community work or anything like that. Just doing your hobby, just being who you are, just inspiring people, whatever it may be, that is helping the world. That's helping people, even if it's just like being that that person that everybody likes to be around because they are just always so optimistic and always so level-headed and always has good advice. And you know, and I'm not saying that if you're that type of person you should be like that all the time, because we all have our moments, we all have our times when we need to just be alone, when we feel just so overwhelmed, and when we feel like people are just being energy vampires and just taking a lot from us. And I'm not saying everybody is an energy vampire, you know, and not everybody does it purposely, but sometimes when you're that person who a lot of people rely on because you're always the happy person and whatever, it does get really hard to meet others' expectations and to just really be that light in the room all the time. And sorry if that kind of like sounded contradictory, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that being who you are and taking care of yourself and following the path that you feel guided to follow, and really just nurturing yourself is really what's going to help you evolve as a person, is really what's going to lead you down the correct path of what you're supposed to be doing in life. It's what's going to help you just grow as a person and help others. You know, you may be the type of person that a lot of people like to talk to. You just have that energy and vibration of where people feel like they could just spill things out to you, where people feel like they can just talk to you about anything, even if they just met you. Like, you just have that vibration where people are like, I'm so drawn to you. Like, you just seem so like motherly energy, or like you, and it doesn't even have to be mother like, but just like the nurturing, caring. You just seem like a good friend to have. You just seem like somebody I would love to have in my life, because I can't point my finger on it, but there's something special about you. So you may be that type of person. um Sorry guys, I know that this video is just kind of like all over the place, but I'm just talking about whatever comes to mind right now. I'm the type of person that likes to do that pretty often, so sorry about that. But so like, one thing that I realized this past about month or so when I stopped doing videos, and the reason why I did was because, like I said, I was trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing more, where I was trying to go. I was trying to figure out how to take criticism better without letting it affect me, I guess. Because I've always been one to want criticism, but sometimes I've had a hard time taking in criticism because I'm an empath, and I'm a highly intuitive empath. So when I feel emotions, or when I feel someone else's emotions, or when my energy gets put down, I'm like in the hole, and it's gonna take me a while to get out of it, and I know that I will after a while. But it's just, there was some things that I came to an enlightenment about, that I still needed to work on myself. And you guys, nobody is ever fully healed. Nobody is ever not going through something. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't realize, is that even when people's lives seem so grand and so great and so perfect, I guarantee you there's at least one thing that they are going through, even if it's just some mental conflict that they're dealing with within themselves that they don't speak about or show. I know that everybody is going through something. So that's just kind of something to remember and think about, is that sometimes you have to put yourself in other people's shoes to really understand why they may not be doing something, or like, what the hell happened, you know, like, where'd they go? You know, a lot of people have their own things to work out and their own lessons to learn, and that you may not be able to be involved in, or that it's just, you know, not really your business. But yeah, so while I was doing that in the past month, there was a lot of things I was like, I'm caring way too much about what people are thinking about me still. And that's something that I've always struggled with since I could remember, since I was younger. I've always wanted to be accepted. I've always felt like the black sheep in the herd. Like, nobody really understood me. I didn't fit in anywhere. I did grow up in Idaho, and you know, there's colored people in Idaho, obviously, but there's not like a ton, and not especially in the schools I went to. There was I don't even want, maybe like 10, 15, if I could remember right. And I'm talking about black people. I mean, there's Hispanics and other people also, but I always kind of felt like out of place in that. And the reason why is because my mom is white, and so growing up in Idaho, I grew up around that side of my family, and my other half of my family, my black side, I don't really know. And so I kind of always just like went to my mom's family, like I was saying. And so I just felt like I was always in that culture and not really in my other culture. So I didn't really know much about my other culture, but I felt like everywhere I would go, it was very pointed out on me just because I felt like I stood out as different. Like whenever I'd go to family gatherings, living in Idaho, of course I still do, but whenever I'd go to like holiday gatherings and stuff, even though they were my family, I felt so out of place because I was literally the only colored skinned person um, in my family. And when I go to these gatherings, and even though I knew that they loved me and that they didn't think anything differently of me, I still I still felt like I was being judged. And maybe it was just a judgment of myself, but that's how I felt. And that's how I felt at school because, you know, people would point out different things about me that maybe other people didn't have, like different personality characteristics or just like different um, what's it called? Sorry, just different features and things like that. And so it kind of made me feel not ashamed, um, just I guess all I could say is just very different. And so I realized that was one thing that always made me kind of feel weird about um, what I would do because I felt like I was being judged all the time. And, you know, even when I was in school, people would always judge me and be like, even if they didn't say it to my face, I would always hear rumors about people thinking I was weird or I was just too quiet, like, and that was why I was weird. Like, people just did not get me at all. And so that's a reason why it's been hard for me to really express myself fully and to just not have so much expectations over myself and trying to fit in so much because, you know, everybody wants to fit in, everybody wants to have their group, everybody wants to have that safe place where they're like, there's absolutely nothing to worry about, I'm good, like there's no judgment here and whatever. And it's just really hard for people to find that safe place because even if you have a friend, a family member, a significant other, whatever it may be to confine in, I guarantee you there's still things that you don't confine in them because you either feel bad about speaking about it, you feel like it's wrong, or you feel weird, you know? And it's just, it's hard, you know, because I wish that there was more of a way for more groups to find each other and to fit in, especially for people who feel like me, a black sheep who just nobody ever understood them, nobody ever got them. You kind of just went through life and was like, whatever. Like every job I've had, um, I've I've always found a certain way to fit in. I'm very good at adapting to different circumstances and to different people and stuff. Even though I don't like change, I'm very adaptable to the people I surround myself with. So anywhere I go, if I want to talk to somebody or if somebody does want to talk to me, I can find something to talk to them about. I can find something to relate on. And so I just, um, I guess I don't really know what I'm trying to say with that. I just wish there was, I know that there are more groups out there where people do that and get together and really have no judgment and criticism on each other, and they just really want to help each other and build each other and whatever. But it's really hard, you know, because like I said, some of you may have been in circumstances like me where you just felt out of place and whatever, just trying to find yourself and fit in and stuff. And once you've had that thought process in your mind for so many years, once you do decide to finally like get out and try to talk to other people and stuff, you build a wall and you put this wall up because you're like, I don't know if I can fully trust you. I don't know how vulnerable I can be with you. I don't know what I can tell you. And it sucks, you know, because you really do want to have that relationship. You really do want to have that companionship, whether it be with you know, like I said, family, friends, significant other, whoever it may be. And it's hard when you have those walls because of past experiences. And so that was something I had to come to terms with and kind of heal and overcome, because I was like, if I do want to put content out, if I do want to be who I am, if I do want to show who I am without worrying about judgment, without having to change what I say or change how I go about things, then I could fully be genuinely happy and in expressing myself and just being confident in myself and what I do say, what I do put out, not overthinking it. You guys, I overthink so much sometimes. It's ridiculous. And I have a Pisces moon in tropical astrology in the 8th house of Scorpio. So, if you're into birth sign, or birth charts, astrology signs, all that kind of stuff, you know your moon sign or whatever, you know your moon sign is all about your inner emotions, how you view the world with your emotions, how you deal with your emotions, how you deal with a lot of different, basically your emotions, okay? So, with my Pisces moon sign being in the 8th house of Scorpio, when I get into my emotions and my feelings, I get deep, like deep, deep. And wow, guys, like I don't even know how to explain it. If you're a water sign, moon sign, you're most likely going to be emotional and deep, because water signs are the signs of emotions. And anyways, where I was going with that, I'm sorry, I know I can ramble on, but I get so deep and it's so intense, because you know Scorpio is about death, rebirth. Scorpio is about the occult mystics. Scorpio is about transformation. It's about being interested in paranormal activity and different things like that. And Pisces is more of like the dream state, the very, very Scorpio and Pisces. So I would say Pisces is the most intuitive sign, but Scorpio is very, they're all intuitive signs, but anyways, Pisces is the most highly intuitive sign, and the most, it's the most experienced water sign. So sometimes I can get in such a dream state of my emotions and how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. And if I express that with other people, sometimes it scares them off. And that was something I realized going through this past month or so, was realizing that, wow, sometimes I really do wear my heart on my sleeve. Sometimes I really do just say things out of the ordinary, so deep, or just so like, what the hell did she just say? Like, what is she talking about? What is she doing? And I realized that it does scare a lot of people off. And because I thought about like my past relationships, like in high school and whatever, and whenever I would really like somebody, or I would feel like I would start to love them and whatever, you know, they would kind of get scared off by me because my emotions are so deep and intense. And that, I guess that's just something I never really realized about myself, because I've always known myself to be an emotional person. Like when I was little, I was very quiet and observant, and I didn't speak much. I was very shy. I just always wanted to be held. I always had like a binky, and I don't know if it's because I was so sensitive to other energies. I don't know if it's because I was having a lot of dreams when I was little. I don't know if it's because of like the trauma I was going through when I was little, but yeah, I was just very quiet and observant. And so when people would talk to me, meet me, they don't see that deeper emotional connection until they really get to know me, until they hang out with me, and I start to feel more comfortable in expressing myself and who I am. But so maybe if you're like me, you're very emotional, you have a lot of emotional intensity that kind of scares people off. And that was something that I had to learn to love about myself, because not a lot of people can go to that, to those depths of emotions. Not a lot of people are vulnerable enough to share those emotions. Not a lot of people are confident enough in sharing those emotions. And I'm all about sharing those emotions. And with me being an empath on top of that, when I feel like I'm being judged because of my emotions, or because of the way I think, or because of the way I feel things, I want to just like hide, go into hermit, be a total crab shell, and just keep all my thoughts and my feelings to myself, because I'll start to think, oh, well, nobody wants to hear what I say. People think I'm just too dramatic, or people just think that what I say, or the things I say, are just so out of line, or so like, what? Like what is wrong with you? Like, I've been saying, but it's not even that. And it's like, if you're like me in that sense, embrace those emotions, embrace that love that you have in your heart, embrace that beauty that just expands and glows and shows to people, because people get intimidated that they can't be as expressive and as open and as receptive, and people don't understand how you can go to that depth. People don't understand how you can go to that level of emotion. And if you have those emotions, or if you have that level of love within yourself that you just want to give to everybody, you just want to show everybody, don't be ashamed of it. Because like I said, not many people are able to do that. Not many people have the guts to do that. Not many people understand the way you understand, but there are those people who do understand where you're coming from, and understand how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. And so if you're someone like me and has any of these thoughts or issues, problems, whatever it may be in your life, talk about it, show people, explain to people, tell people why you feel this way, tell people why you find these kind of things so intriguing and so mysterious, like the occult, or just um sorry mysticism, or tarot, whatever it may be. If you're into that kind of stuff like me, show people, so that people can have a more open mind, so people can be more receptive to the different people in this world. There's just so much like judge and shame and guilt and fear and all these negative, nasty emotions that get passed around from person to person. And all society wants to do anymore is just go in line with what everybody else is doing, what everybody else finds cool, what sorry guys, Mercury retrograde, but sorry, I'm gonna try not to cuss like that, but okay. Gosh, I lost my train of thought. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get a drink real quick, but yeah, just share that so people can understand, so people can open up that part of themselves, because people who have open heart chakras like that, they are just absolutely beautiful, and you draw in people like moths to a flame, to a light. I mean, of course, you have to be careful with the kind of people you are drawing in. Use your discernment, use your intuition, use your gut feeling, whatever it may be, whatever you feel helps you make your decisions and whatnot. But a lot of people find beauty in that, and even though it intimidates them, they can't resist it. They literally can't. And so, anyways, that was another thing I realized, is that I can't care so much about what other people are thinking, saying, or doing. Of course, I want to make people happy. Of course, I want to help people. Of course, I want to put myself out there. But in doing that, I have to make the sacrifice of not being stuck in my head, of not worrying, of not expecting an outcome. One thing I've realized is that, okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit about manifestation right now. So I've only been on this journey for about a year now, and so of course I'm still new, I'm still learning. There's so much to learn. This is literally a never-ending subject of knowledge that you can inherit and learn and pass on to others. But oh man, I didn't mean to lose my train of thought. Sorry guys. No, no. Maybe that's a sign that I need to move on to something else. But Wow. I am sorry. This is just ridiculous. But I guess what I'm just trying to say is that not a lot of people understand this journey, and they have to be on the journey to understand, because when you are on this journey, let me tell you, it's crazy. You can feel crazy. You can feel um kind of in the clouds, like people are always judging you, like there's so much that goes through your mind, there's so much epiphanies that you have, and there's so much knowledge that overcomes you about the world, about people around you, about society, about your own self, your own habits, your own life, whatever it may be. You have all these epiphanies, and then your ego kind of comes up and is like, no, don't see all these epiphanies. No, we don't want you to change. No, um, just keep going with society, keep going with whatever's going on, ignore whatever you're thinking. And that's the ego, like, because the ego doesn't, you can call it ego death or ego healing, whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls it something different. It's where you have all these epiphanies about your own ego, your own self-destruction, about other people's egos and all of that, and your ego does not like that, and your ego kind of wants to like jump and attack. And that's kind of like what happened to me is when I was going through my ego healing. I'm still going through it. I mean, you always have an ego, but wow, like, I realized I was in over my head over on some things. I just was, I was just so in the dreams, and I'm like, cause I'm really into the spirituality and the journey and all that, but I got sucked so deep into it that I was literally in the clouds all the time. Like, of course, I was here on Earth, but I was like in that 5D a lot of time. That's where I wanted to be. I did like, I. It's not like I was. I'm not gonna say I was suicidal or anything like that, because I wasn't. It was just that I felt like the 5D was so much better than the 3D, and that's kind of something that happens. Once you go through an awakening, you kind of want to escape the world and all that. But the thing is, as souls, our souls came here to awaken the world, to expand consciousness, to help others see the light and what life is really about. And so when you feel like that, okay, well, I know that there's so much going on in this world, and now that I see it all, and now that it's out in the light and in the open, I'm feeling very scared. I'm feeling a little intimidated. I feel like, wow, there's just so much that I know now that the world scares me. You know, the world can be very intimidating, and so you just want to be protected. You just kind of want to be like, you know, you just want to be in that divine essence, the divine being, and we all can be divine. I totally believe that. It's about choosing to awaken. It's about choosing the path and choosing to stick on the path. But one thing is that once you awaken, you can't go back to the unawakened, you know. um and it's really about, you need to realize that this journey is actually a beautiful journey, and we are very blessed to be awakened, to be able to help others awaken who aren't awakened, um, because there's just so much going on in the world right now that there needs to be a lot of changes. There's a lot of relationships ending, there's a lot of career changes happening for people, there's a lot of stuff going on in the government, and there's a lot going on. Sorry guys, I got a phone call. My babies are on their way home, so obviously I gotta wrap this up because I like to talk a lot and I like to talk too much. But like I was saying, there's just like so much going on in different countries that nobody is really bringing to light, and there's just so much that needs changed, and that we really need help on helping others really awaken to what's going on, because you know, there's just so many people that are stuck in social media, stuck on video games, stuck on just like mundane things that don't even matter. And you know, like, this is how much I get into my dream state. I'm gonna share something with you guys. Sometimes I get so into my dream state that I think and I wish sometimes that our world could be like way, 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 way back when there was like villages where we all connected and were able to talk to each other, and we knew the community well, and we were giving and we were helpful, and we didn't just stay in our homes. We didn't just stay in lack mentality, scarcity mindset. We didn't stay in fear and all of that. And I know, of course, there's been wars going on forever and all of that, but I literally am that type of person where I wish that the world was like that. And you know, because there's just so many people attacking each other. There's just so many people doing things that I literally cannot wrap my head around. And sometimes I'm just like, why? Like, why is all this stuff happening? Why is this happening to the world? Why is this happening to the community? Why are these people doing this to animals? Why are people doing this to the earth? Why are people so like wrapped up in society and mundane things and looking cool and money and just like materialistic things? I understand why, but at the same time, I'm like, the world and the earth is so hurt. There's so many generations that are hurt right now. There's so many generations that are going to be raised and that are being raised right now that are raised hurt because of their hurt guardians or parents, whoever may be watching them. And it's just like this world, and I'm not saying I'm perfect. I know for I know for like a damn fact I am not anywhere near perfect. I have my angry moments, I have my sad moments, I have my moments where I'm not doing as good as I could be, or I'm not being productive and like different shit like that, okay? Because like, yeah, of course we all have our moments of that, but there's just like sorry guys, it frustrates me sometimes when I think about it, because I just I want people to help each other so bad, and sometimes I think about it so much and I'm like, I'm one person, and even though I know there's multiple people out there who feel the same way I do, or who are doing channels, who are speaking, who are being advocates, who are on different social media platforms and different things like that, and I'm just like, what can I do to help these other people see? What can I do to help these other people awaken? It was 3:33 when I said that. And the other night I woke up in the middle of the night and it was exactly at 3:33. I don't know if maybe a lot of you guys have been seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers. I have been. It did stop for a while and then they came back. So if you're seeing any synchronistic numbers, really pay attention. Pay attention to what you're thinking of at the moment, especially if you're seeing any odd numbers that may be like 811 or like, I don't know, 235. I don't know, just some type of number that you're seeing everywhere. And it doesn't even have to be just a clock. It could be other places, like it could be a birthday number or anything like that. But think about the deeper meaning that that number specifically means to you. If there's a certain thought process or thought pattern or thought that you hold when this number appears, or maybe spirit guides are trying to contact you, anything of that sort. But excuse me, sorry. But what I was trying to say mainly is that, damn, like, we need to awaken soon now. There's too many unjust things happening in this world. There's too many like power hungry, money hungry people in this world. And that is not what life is supposed to be about. Yes, life is supposed to be about joy. Life is supposed to be about happiness. Of course, we're supposed to learn our lessons, because to develop as a soul and to develop as a person, we have to have lessons, so that our next lifetime, we don't repeat lessons, or our next lifetime, or whatever it may be, this lifetime, we don't have to repeat those lessons. But that's what it's all about. And sorry guys, like, I know I can be so all over the place with what I'm saying, but I just really want to help the world. I know I'm rambling on, but I'm just talking to you guys like you're my friends, or like I'm just sitting here with you. I know in the future I'll have better videos where I'm not just rambling on, but I just wanted to really talk for a minute because I've been in my feelings this past month and I'm trying to get out of it, and there's just a lot of thoughts I've had. There's just so much I want to talk about, so I'm going to do some more videos this weekend, probably Saturday or Sunday. I'm hoping to do some on both. No, I work Sunday, but maybe I could do some before work on Sunday, but Saturday for sure. But anyways, there's so much more I want to talk about, even if it's just like parent life, spiritual life, books, music, anything. I'm really into it, but I'm not gonna get my head so wrapped in the clouds like I did when I first started this channel. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do dance, I'm gonna do this and this and that, and as much as I still love that stuff, I was like, get back to reality. That's not your spiritual calling. Yeah, you can talk about it. Yeah, you can love it. Yeah, you can have a joy and a passion for it. But I know that that's not part of my spiritual calling. I know part of my spiritual calling is communicating with people, being a leader in some sense, and bringing justice to certain things, really helping change the world. I feel like is part of my spiritual path. But okay guys, my babies are home. I gotta go. I'll have to figure out how to put these videos together, maybe edit a little bit, but I gotta go. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Blessed week. Thank you. Bye. Oh shit.